Let's continue this conversation now with independent media analyst Mary Papaya. She's also SANEF's Media Freedom Chairperson. She joins us on the line as well. Mary, thanks very much for your time this morning. Perhaps just give us a sense of your relationship with Shamila Batohi.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. Certainly from a professional level, she strikes me, and she's always struck me as a strong and forceful behind-the-scenes doer and leader. Certainly a natural trait, I think, for most women leaders. But from her perspective, she has her own unique brand of legal accomplishment and certainly a forthright spirit of execution whenever required. She has never failed. We must not forget that her role in the past and obviously now as the first female NPA boss gives her a lot of experience so that she would be able to tread some very difficult terrain. I mean, she was the first woman to be appointed as a director of public prosecutions when she took up the job in 2009 in KwaZulu-Natal. Nonetheless, we must not be naive. She will no doubt be subjected to scrutiny. She will be judged very highly harshly should she not deliver, because I think there are high expectations for her from many quarters. So it won't be easy, and she has to make very difficult choices. We've heard that in your interview earlier. But certainly her experience provides fertile ground for her to put into action all that she has acquired over the years. And my sense is that her timing is right. She's heeded the call to come back to fix up and clean up. And not just within the NPA. I think by extension, it will cut across the country as a whole. We do sit on the cusp of a rebuild, a need for strong leadership, a massive cleanup from all the rot that is set in, and more especially within the very entity that she has been chosen to lead. So I remain very hopeful, but I do think it won't be easy, and the timing of how long it's going to take is something that's going to come up in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly no overstating just the mammoth task that does lie ahead for Shamila Batohi, but one sort of gets a sense, if you read up on her background, that she's been building up to this point, that all of her experience in the past is going to equip her to do a job of this nature. I'm thinking specifically of her time in the 1990s when she was with the prosecutorial service. And if you think about where the country was then, that very tenuous time in the run-up to elections in 1994, incredibly politicized, no different in some ways to now.
Absolutely. I think the similarities of challenge is the same. If you look at her work as an investigator within the Investigating Task Unit, the ITU, to probe the violence in KwaZulu-Natal in the 90s, certainly there was a whole lot of dynamics there that we're seeing today. And that was an initiative of our former President Nelson Mandela. Then if you look at her role as a young prosecutor, working alongside Judge Richard Goldstone, during the Goldstone Commission of Inquiry into Third Force Violence, and later her work into the aspect around the Hansi Cronje cricketing saga. Her very nature of political activism as well, and having worked in KwaZulu-Natal in the 90s, within that role in the NPA, in 2006, I think it gives her an extension of a quality of experience in terms of the political dynamics that she'll have to work with, but also the personal dynamics. And certainly it gives her a kind of an edge when it comes to knowing how to move forward, who to surround herself with, what decisions to make, and who her allies are. At the moment, she is treading on very fertile ground when you look at the civic uprising that we're seeing, the media scrutiny that has brought forward and resulted in state capture, the political call from within certain leaderships to say we don't want this kind of rot that is set in anymore. We definitely want to clean up. So that gives her the edge. It gives her a wonderful support base from which to work. But reality has to set in here and say, how long is this going to take?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks very much for your time.